Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be overviewing most of the stat changes from CTE Patch 22 and 23. I can't fit it all in one video, so I'm only going to include the more important updates. Also, I don't take any credits for sourcing this information. All the stat changes can be found at simthic.com. And just to give you guys a quick overview, there's been muzzle velocity increases to the DMRs, another nerf to the Desert Eagle, more tweaks to the heavy barrel, and changes to assault rifles, carbines, sniper rifles, and the PDWs. You'll notice in this video I'm using the SG553, which isn't the best choice for assault class, but the point is I'm also using the heavy barrel and the angled foregrip, which is a combination of attachments I wouldn't normally use. However, with the stat changes to the heavy barrel combined with the angled foregrip, it seems to be a really popular choice right now in the CTE servers. The reason for this is due to the heavy barrel will now add 30% more vertical recoil, down from 33%, which was a previous reduction from a few patches ago. However, its bonus to accuracy while on the move has been reduced, so its multiplier has gone from 0.75 to 0.833. And for a change I wasn't expecting, the heavy barrel in CTE also reduces spread increase per shot. Its multiplier has been reduced from 1 to 0.925. So in other words, the heavy barrel reduces the first shot multiplier stat of your desired weapon by 7.5%. which is a flat out accuracy increase regardless if you're moving or standing or anything like that. Now let's talk about the Desert Eagle. Its minimum damage has been reduced from 37.5 to 28. The Deagle will still be effective in close range, but once you get into the medium and long distances, you'll need 4 bullets to kill your target. In that case, you're better off just using the 44 Magnum, which currently in CTE has virtually no trigger delay and is my preferred sidearm of choice for most situations. This nerf also makes the Unicus 6 more of a viable option, which is good news. As for the assault rifles, the FAMAS rate of fire seems like it's gone back to 1000, and pretty much every stat has now been reverted to its values in retail BF4. There's been a lot of people on the CTE forums that didn't like the changes to the FAMAS, so I'm guessing the devs just gave up on trying to tweak its stats. Also, this applies to the CZ3A1, its stats are now back to the same values that are currently in retail BF4. Now, the M16A4 got a buff. Its side-to-side recoil went from 0.1 on the left and 0.4 on the right to 0.15 on the left and 0.3 on the right. Also, its first shot multiplier of 2.5 went down to 2.3. So the people that love using the M16A4 with the angled foregrip and the muzzle brake are going to be really happy about these updates. The AUG side-to-side recoil went from 0.25 on the left and 0.2 on the right to 0.23 on the left and 0.18 on the right. Also, its first shot multiplier of 2.4 is now 2.1. The L8 5A2 side-to-side recoil went from 0.25 on both sides to now 0.22. The F2000 side-to-side recoil went from 0.32 on both sides to 0.37 on the left and 0.27 on the right. The SAR-21 side-to-side recoil went from 0.2 on both sides to 0.16. Also, it should now have the bullpup bonuses. Currently in retail BF4, it's bugged. Now, for all the sniper lovers, a few rifles have seen some pretty major muzzle velocity increases. The CS-LR4 went from 500 to 630. The J&G 90 went from 560 to 670, which is a pretty big buff. I think this change would make a lot of people happy. The L96A1 went from 550 to 580. The SR338 went from 500 to 600, and you can also now hold your breath the same way as you can with other sniper rifles. Also, the Gold Magnum now has a bolt action delay of 0.176, which I believe is the time before the bolt action reload animation begins. I might be wrong about that though. The carbines also had a few updates as well. The M4 side-to-side recoil went from 0.1 on the left and 0.4 on the right to 0.15 on the left and 0.3 on the right. The G36C for some weird reason had a nerf. I couldn't quite understand the justification, but its first shot multiplier went from 1.6 to 1.7, and its vertical recoil went from 0.25 to 0.33. The SG553 side-to-side recoil went from 0.25 on the left and 0.45 on the right to 0.22 on the left and 0.42 on the right. I really like using this weapon, so I'm pretty happy about this change. And finally, the MTAR side-to-side recoil went from 0.45 on both sides to now 0.42. So as for the DMR muzzle velocity updates, the M39 EBR went from 570 to 650, which is a really nice increase. The MK11 went from 550 to 640. The SCAR HSV went from 500 to 620. The QBU-88 went from 600 to 670, the RFB went from 500 to 600, and finally the SKS went from 440 to 490. Now, I know this video was filled with lots of numbers and whatnot, but I think it's really important that you guys understand what stats have changed in various weapons, because once the big CTE patch finally arrives, it's going to change lots of aspects of the game, and by me making these videos, I want to help you guys gradually prepare for this CTE patch. Anyway, thanks for watching, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.